really positive message. And also, I hope reassurance that at least, you know, from the other side, the national contact points, some national contact points also are taking very, very seriously indeed building this connection, and that as the network support units, for example, for future CAP networks, shouldn't feel that they are carrying all of that responsibility. It's a potentially a shared task. So really super. Very nice positive feedback from Hannah in Estonia, asking if she can share the presentation with her NCP office. And yes, of course. As we said previously, all of the presentations will be available, and we'll work out the best way for you to to share that. So Hannah, please keep in touch. Any other comments or feedback on what we've just seen from Marta? Peter, you have your hand up.
Yeah, very practical, small question, which could have serious implication. It was mentioned that operational groups or operational group members can be paid via the subcontracting, so that, or sorry, via the other cost, and that's very easy for them, so they don't have to have a very extensive administration. But is it true? Is it not necessary when someone does considerable amount of work, let's say for 30,000 euro or so, or 20, that it should be allocated on the subcontracting?
Interesting. I don't know whether Inga wants to address that. I mean, that's very much a question.
Maybe it's too specific.
It might be too specific. It's probably more of an issue for the research executive agency, but certainly from our personal experience as an SME in Horizon projects, we have to be very careful with any recommendations that we make regarding subcontracting. It's a very tricky issue, and it's quite easy to lose large amounts of money quite easily if it's not properly justified, and that's speaking from personal experience. Any other comments, please? Inga.
Yes, what Marta was showing, these 4 options on how to involve operational groups into Horizon projects is a slide that I made for the info days together with the REA colleagues. So I assume it's correct. I understand that maybe not all REA colleagues are interpreting this in the similar way, that maybe they don't have an overall guidance on this. But I can only say that this was made together with a few REA colleagues, and so that these other, I think it's other direct costs, if I remember well, is an issue to pay operational group members. But most probably not up until more than 100,000 euro or so. This is for relatively small, smaller budgets. I think if it would be a budget of about 100,000 euro, then the option would be more to become a partner.
But that's actually a very interesting. Firstly, Inga, thank you for that clarification. But also, you do raise a very interesting point. I mean, again, we've been talking about developing a common level of understanding, capacity building, etc., etc. But there is one other group of important actors in this discussion when we're talking about connecting Horizon to to operational groups, etc. And that's the project officers sitting inside of the research executive agency and making sure that everybody has a common understanding of the multi-actor approach and all of these various options, etc., etc. So I think also that's something which I think we would all encourage REA to be thinking about in terms of making internal staff working documents, etc., etc., to clarify these kind of points, because potentially there are some pitfalls.